A boy who wanted to be a Cinderella. Chapter 3. A birthday wish and a box of chocolate. Ivo sat at the dinner table, waiting. His eyes were fixed on the table, his heart pounding so loudly he was convinced everyone in the dining hall could hear it. George still hadn't arrived. For the past few weeks they had spent almost every morning together at the lake. It had become Ivo's favorite part of the day. He couldn't wait for the sun to set, just so he could wake up and see George again. This is hopeless, Ivo thought. He probably just sees me as a friend. What if I make a fool of myself again? What if... His mind raced with anxious thoughts. Am I dressed too fancy? Too colorful? Oh no. Do I smell all right? His heart clenched. What if he realizes I have feelings for him? What then? A shadowy figure approached. Ivo looked up and saw George standing in front of him, his usual charming smile in place. Ivo jumped to his feet so quickly that he nearly knocked everything off the table. George chuckled. You really are excited to see me, aren't you? Ivo's face instantly turned bright red. Standing before him was a well-groomed, handsome young man, his warm smile as irresistible as ever. As summer faded and the water grew colder, they still met by the lake, though now only to talk. It was George who had suggested they go out for dinner, after discovering that Ivo's birthday was just around the corner. Ivo had been thrilled, but also nervous. He remembered going home that evening, kneeling beside his bed for the first time in years, and whispering a prayer. Please God, I do not need another one of your jokes. If this is just another one, please make it stop now. I don't think I can handle getting my hopes up again. Now, sitting across from George at dinner, Ivo swallowed his nerves as the candlelight flickered between them. It was just a joke, George suddenly blurted out, his face also turning red. Ivo blinked. What was? George hesitated, then reached into his pocket and pulled out a small box, beautifully wrapped in paper with a bright red ribbon. Happy birthday, Ivo! Ivo's eyes widened. Oh my! What is this? He hesitated. You really didn't have to. George glanced down, looking slightly embarrassed. It's just something small, he mumbled. Then, after a moment of hesitation, he added, This summer has been one of the best I've ever had. I wanted to do something to celebrate your birthday. It's the least I can do. Carefully, Ivo unwrapped the box. Inside he found all his favorite chocolates. George smiled shyly. I got them from your favorite shop, since I ate all of yours at the lake when you bought them for us. I figured it was time I showed some appreciation. As he spoke, Ivo noticed something in George's expression. Something vulnerable, a sadness he had never seen before. Ivo felt his heart swell. Thank you so much. No one has ever been this kind to me before, and I've had the best summer ever too. Thank you for being my friend. His voice grew softer and softer until it was barely above a whisper, almost as if he was speaking to himself. Wow, all my favorite flavors. George's face reddened. Yes, you remind me every time I steal them from you. They both laughed. That night, as Ivo lay in bed, he thought about the blue fairy. Maybe he was real after all. Maybe George might be the one. For the first time in a long while he felt hope. Closing his eyes, he pictured George's smile. Yet lingering beneath his hope was uncertainty. He knew how the kingdom viewed love between two men. He had no idea how they could ever have a life together in a world that expected him to take a wife. Restless, Ivo got out of bed and gazed out the window, lost in thought. A quiet longing filled his chest. A longing for love, for acceptance, for a place where he didn't have to hide. But as he stood there, staring at the distant lights of the city, his expression grew somber. The sadness he had hidden from his family and everyone around him settled heavily on his shoulders. Finally, he returned to bed, curling up under the covers. Silent tears slipped down his face as he buried his head into his pillow, wishing, just wishing, that one day this ache in his heart would finally go away.